Right before we get started, I just have to point out the fact that the last time we were here was 2 weeks ago. And on the podcast, you guys gave me so much hate for picking that Cody Brundage round one. And, I just want to say, suck it, dorks. Suck it, dorks. What happened? Yes, this is the Golden Octagon MMA podcast. My name is Matt. D Rose is on that side of your screen. And I know, D Rose, you're inside. You're like clapping. You're proud of me right now. But, that's a little inside joke for me and D Rose. But with that being said, we've been gone for 2 whole straight weeks now. You guys didn't see us last week. So, no fights this past weekend. So we didn't do last week's podcast. So, D Rose, how have you been over this past 2 whole weeks now, dude, without any updates from D Rose? Hold on. Are you muted? I think, yeah, now you're good. Wait, hold on, no. Now you're muted.
See, I thought I had muted myself for a second. Then I realized you had muted me. But no, things have been good over this way, dude. Things just working and stuff is per usual. But no UFC this past week, but I was able to hit a little bit of football gambling. I sent you some of my picks that I was able to hit. So thank goodness for football season to be able to kind of pad that account and kind of get everything back in line. But I definitely like the energy, and I'm with Austin here. You coming off the top rope, Chris Benoit style with that with that Cody Brundage. You've been holding that clip for a little bit, ready to unleash that one. I know you. I know you've been waiting on that one.
I had to, dude. The chat did nothing but want to light me up the last time we were here. Like, well, Matt's going to lose the pick champ, but hey, look what's back here, baby. The pick champ is back over here, and it's going to stay here. But we're not going to bore you guys with last week's card. One of my most confident plays the last time that we were here was Dan Argetta, dude. My $50 bet, I had it, and he obviously didn't win. The other two legs of the parlay did hit, but of course, that's what happens. You're just going to be wrong on one. So, it is what it is. We're going to restart the ladder this week. So if you guys are interested in that, stick around. I don't have the picture uploaded, so we'll have to make it live and tell you what the odds are live here. So you, D Rose, you'll have to help me out with a FanDuel on that. But with that being said, so we got some fight news to get into, and some fights this upcoming weekend that I'm truly excited to get into. But with that being said, let's shout out the chat real quick, and hopefully the can talk Matt out of showing his titties and butthole on OnlyFans. I have no plan of doing that, Austin. When I was here, what was that, Saturday? You guys were all about that. I was saying that was something that I would not do, and you guys were trying to convince me. And hey, it's still not happening, brother. Artico saying, "Let's go, Matt." Jesus, y'all. Lush Main in here, the truly in here every single podcast. We are live, and we appreciate you for being here, Lush. Truly, man. And then Matt's been waiting a minute to unleash that one. I had to. I was like, what is a way to start off this podcast with a bang this week? And I had to let you know. It just is what it is. I made out okay on Dana White Contender Series. For me personally, I'm an idiot, and I like to try to parlay all 5 of them every single week, or put 2 of them together, and I'll be right on one and wrong on the other one. So usually when I bet Dana White Contender Series fights, I just lose. D Rose makes fun of me for it. He's like, bro, how are you betting on that? And I'm like, it's just fun to do on Tuesdays, but he's truly right. I usually just give them my money. Truly, I should really save my money for the weekends when I actually know who's fighting and everything like that. Taporia versus Volk isn't the fight we wanted. It's the fight we needed, indeed, and we'll get into it. What's going on, Hulk Longs? How you doing, brother? I 5x my investment 3 weeks in a row. Pretty crazy because I was on a huge losing streak. Well, hey, brother, hopefully some of that can rub off on us this upcoming weekend because I could use a dub. Truly, going to Bellator 300 this weekend. D-Rose,
Yeah.
who else fighting at Bellator 300 this weekend? Because I'm not going to pretend like I know, to be honest.
I do know that it is. I know it's headlined by Usman Nurmagomedov versus Brett Premise, and then I believe Ryan Bader is fighting on the card as well. If I remember correctly, there's a couple different title fights on there, but yeah, the main event I believe is Usman versus Brett Premise. And yeah, it should be a really good card. Hulk Lungs can correct me if that's not the case, but yeah, it should be a pretty decent card. And from what they're expecting this to really kind of be the last Bellator card. And then I guess the sale is going to be on for as far as who's going to buy out that roster.
Fair enough. Oh yeah, because I think Pitbull came out recently and said that his contract wasn't fulfilled by the new owner or something like that. So he was in the open market. So that's kind of something that we know now. Bellator is officially being sold. So it's pretty interesting. I suspect probably probably PFL, but I can't imagine. They just have a few good fighters, I guess. I can't why would you want all of Bellator, to be honest?
No, I wouldn't want all of them, but I think some of the top end guys, I've told you time and time again, a guy like Patchy Mix, I would love to see him at 135. And I think he would contend with just all of them, all the guys in the UFC top 5. I think AJ McKee, Pitbull. There's a couple of guys from that kind of top end there that I would like to see get tested in the UFC. Usman Nurmagomedov included, because he's got kind of similar Islam type of style. Let's say Islam's going to be having a few defenses and he's out of the division, that sets it up for Usman to come in and kind of take reign just like Islam took reign from Habib.
Fair enough, but 3 title fights still, so pretty interesting. Patchy Mix, D Rose knows it. Yeah, I'm not gonna pretend like I watch Bellator. I know a few names like that he tells me I should kind of watch out for, but trying to watch a full Bellator card is pretty painful, to be honest. In my opinion, I just can't. I would rather be on my phone, just scrolling through Instagram to be watching Bellator prelims. If I'm gonna be honest, I can't do it.
I'm not watching prelims. I'm watching typically the main card only. I will say the thing that kills Bellator the most, and someone can back me up if they watch a little bit of Bellator, is their programming, dude. Going from fight to fight, it takes damn near an hour and a half to go from one fight to the next. And it's like, dude, please get to the next fight. Like, this is the fight. Like, I'm waiting on Lorenz Larkin to walk out. And it's like, dude, like, it's taking an hour and a half. Or another guy, Aaron Pico. I think he'd be another guy that I think would be fun from Bellator competing over in the UFC as well. But yeah, they just have really bad programming. But the top end of their talents, they got a really good roster.
Fair enough. So, with that being said, D Rose, let's get this show started for the most part. Let's jump into the fight news and fight announcements, because it seemed like right after our show, not last week, but the week before, dude, it seemed like a whole ton of news dropped, dude. And it's like, man, of course this is going to happen right after we get off the podcast. So we ended the podcast 2 weeks ago with this being the latest news that we had to share with y'all. So we're going to kind of run through this because this has been news for just a little bit now. So, we're not going to, we're not.
Just never got our reaction.
Yeah, too much time with this. But D Rose, this was the last fight announcement that we had 2 weeks ago when we ended the show. It was Misha Tate versus
Wah, wah.
the raging panda, dude. Since then, D Rose, right after the show, this was released. Bam, Leon Edwards versus Colby Covington, December 16th, Las Vegas. Thoughts on that, man?
Really, my whole thoughts on it is about damn time, because this
Yeah.
division has been so stagnant for so damn long, and it's like I've just been waiting on something to kind of finally get this division going, and finally the title fight's kind of secured. I heard, and just internet rumors, whatever, that they were trying to make this fight happen on the MSG card, but apparently John Jones made a hissy because he's not too fond of Colby Covington, and basically said that he would beat Colby's ass in public if he had seen Colby. That was some internet rumors that I had read that I thought that was kind of funny, but thank goodness this fight's finally happening, and yeah, really that's all I gotta say. Thank goodness.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Robert Davis saying that he cannot stand the commentary and wait time in between each, like the Bellator fights, dude.
Bellator, man, dude. Every time that it kills, they shoot themselves in the foot every time.
And Robert wants everyone to sell him your 2022 Aspinall autos. I personally don't think I have any of those, to be honest. Colby still fights. I guess that's a question, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's a great question, man. I almost forgot about him for a minute.
Edward sends Colby to Cage Warriors.
Cage Warriors.
Oh goodness. All right. So up next, my opinion, going to be an interesting fight. Glad it's happening finally, dude. And same time, dude, or on the same day this was announced, Yuri versus Alex on November 11th, dude. That's going to be the co-main event to John Jones versus Stipe, dude.
Dude, how on God's green earth is this fight a co-main event? And I know that it's John Jones and Stipe Miocic, the greatest fighter versus the greatest heavyweight. But dude, this fight does not deserve to be a co-main event. It should very well be the main event of the December card, because this fight is an absolute banger. I'm excited for the fight. The only thing that I would say kind of worries me is, dude, Alex has been active. I mean, he has fought 3 fights since April. And he's going to be fighting in November, dude. That's a lot of activity, a lot of high level guys. He got blasted by Izzy back in April, and he had a grueling fight against Jan. So stylistically, I do love the matchup, but I'm a little weary of Alex's pace in terms of how many fights he's already taken this year. But other than that, dude, this should be a hell of a fight. I'm super excited for it.
Yeah, dude. Man, I really got something in my damn eye, dude. Man, you know how much of a fan of Iri Prochazka I am, and from the looks of it, dude, he seems to be growing his antenna back. So I could not be more stoked for that, dude. I really got something in there. But yeah, I'm personally cannot wait for that, and that's a couple of days after my birthday, dude. So it's just kind of like a little birthday present to me for the most part. Let me get our man. It really helps if I have my on my glasses, to be honest. Blame Colby for that. This fight is going to be a huge banger. I know. I'm definitely stoked for it. And Derek Goofrey dropping the 199 super sticker, brother. We truly appreciate it. You've been in here every single week as well, always dropping the 199, not even saying anything, just, dropping your hard-earned money to us over here. So we truly appreciate it, brother. Shout out Derek Goofrey for supporting the channel over here, keeping the lights on, if you will. Matt, how much you want for wait, hold on. Matt, how much for you to send Michael Chandler autograph to Finland? I don't think I have anything for sale currently, man. I guess you'll have to hit me up on Instagram, or you'll have to email me or something like that. But yeah. And I'll have to see what I have. But we'll move along. And also on the December 16th card, dude, flyweight title, Brandon Royval versus Alexandre Pantoja. You know I'm a Brandon Royval fan, but you also know I'm a Pantoja fan, and I feel like we just seen this not too long ago. I already know how this is going to turn out for the most part. Thoughts on this fight, man?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, a banger of a fight. That Brandon Royval always brings the chaos, and Alexander Pantoja, I don't think he gets enough credit for going into absolute slugfest and kind of going for the kill every time he fights. But yeah, this should be a hell of a matchup. And man, Pantoja does get hit a little bit, and I mean, we've seen Royval, kind of shock people with his power and hurting people, and his surprise shots that he's able to come up with, and his awkwardness. He's tricky, man. So this isn't going to be easy for Alexander Pantoja by any means.
All right. Yeah, I guess me and you maybe are kind of split here. But I'm kind of a fan of both guys to begin with. Moving along, dude, we've got Punahele Soriano taking on Dustin Stolfoots, December 2nd. You care about that at all?
I feel like we haven't seen Soriano in a while, so yeah, he's normally in a pretty fun fight. So
we haven't seen Dustin Stolfoots since he got a toe put in his mouth by Abus Magomedov.
That's right. Yeah, that was a couple, or what, about a year and a half ago, maybe something like that.
I would say it was about a year ago now, something like that.
Okay, and then yeah, has Soriano fought since he fought Kapilov? Or
I don't think so. Or at least,
yeah, I was gonna say I know he's been off for a little bit too.
Yeah, so they've both been off for a little bit. Interesting fight though. Moving along, we had Davidson Figueiredo officially moving up to 135, I guess, going to be taking on Rob Font December 2nd. What's your thoughts on that?
That should be a really fun fight. I wonder what made Figueiredo pick Rob Font out of all the guys to fight. It always seems like Rob Font's kind of the guy that gets picked on as to be the stepping stool for someone to kind of climb over him in the division, but he always ends up bringing the fight, win, lose, or draw. But Figueiredo, man, he wasn't I don't want to say obviously in terms of flyweight he was big, but he just didn't have I guess in terms of height wasn't that big. So I'm just going to be curious to see how he kind of sizes up compared to a lot of the other 135ers.
For sure, man. Shout out Fa Brant,
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, Fa Brant.
Dude, this is going to be a banger, yeah? We got Matt, the steamroller for Vola, taking on the God of War, Benoit Saint Denis. Give me your thoughts on this real quick, D-Rose.
Man, we've been high on Benoit Saint Denis in his last few fights, and he's put on some fun performances. And Matt Favola, he's coming off the biggest win of his career, coming off that Drew Dober win, and to knock Drew Dober out the way he did, that's really hard to do, to be able to actually hurt Drew Dober. And Matt Favola did it. They both got a lot of momentum, and man, I the more I think about this fight, it's a very fun fight, and I'm kind of back and forth in terms of who I think can win, man. I mean, I think Benoit Saint Denis, I'd say he's a little bit more well-rounded, but he does like to get hit. And if there's something that Steamroller can do, Steamroller can crack, man. And yeah, if you leave that chin out there, just like he did Ottoman Azaitar, the way he just flattened him out once Azaitar left that opening, yeah, that's a really fun fight. And it's kind of hard to tell who I think is going to win, man. Should be a good one.
Dude, once Steamroller knocked out Drew Dober, I'm like, all right, Steamroller's got some power that no one else has, dude, because dude, Drew Dober's got a chin of iron, dude, and Steamroller cracked him, dude. Steamroller cracked him. But Drew Dober also fights this weekend, so I guess we'll see if Drew Dober's returned to form or not. But I'm excited on that. I'm interested to see how these two size up. So this will be November 11th. So also on the MSG card. So Matt Favola going to be the hometown guy. So Benoit Saint Denis trying to come in there and shut down the crowd, dude. Up next, we got Khalil Roundtree taking on Azamat Murzakanov. Care about that? December 2nd.
Ooh, that's a good fight, man. And Yeah, that's a I like that one. That one's kind of going to be kind of hard to call as well, because obviously Khalil just has this unworldly type power. The way he can just put people out, but at the same time, Azamat, that dude, his boxing is clean. He's got good footwork, and for the most part, man, he's not a big light heavyweight. He doesn't cut a lot of weight, so he's got really good cardio for the most part. So yeah, it's a really good matchup, man. And yeah, I like that fight.
All right, all right. Next one we've got, dude, another banger here. We've got Jake Matthews taking on Michael Morales, dude.
Yeah. Now this should be a really good fight. This is a good test for Michael Morales, because I will say that Jake Matthews is kind of one that win one, lose one. But I will say in his last few fights, even the ones that he's lost, man, the dude's got a lot of fight, man. He's gritty. I can see why the UFC was high on him when he initially came into the UFC, because you can see all the talent there just in terms of his striking, his grappling, and when he's flowing, man, he does. He looks really sharp when he's going, just like he did against Fialho. In his last fight against Flowers, he kind of did the same thing. He was just flowing with the body kicks and boxing, and he's a good fighter. And that's going to be a really tough test for Michael Morales. I think a guy who we're both kind of excited about in this division. He's a really fun fighter as well. He's been pretty tested, pretty well tested for the most part. Against guys like Max Griffin and guys like that, Trevin Giles. So yeah, this should be a really good fight. I'm excited.
Hell yeah, dude. I guess, dude, my worry is just Jake Matthews' chin at this point. I just think it could be cracked, dude. He is tough and he will stay in there, but dude, he just gets knocked down every single fight now. And dude, Michael Morales is such a big guy, so I guess we'll see what happens. That's also November 18th, dude. Next fight we got, dude, another banger. The Killer Gorilla, Jared Cannonier, taking on Roman Dolidze, dude. That's going to be December 2nd, but that's going to be a banger of a fight. I'm super stoked for that, dude. They're really giving Roman Dolidze what he wants, dude, to test at the top of the division. He is a little bit older now, so I'm actually glad that they're kind of going to give him that. But what's your thoughts on this, dude?
Man, this is a really fun fight. Do we know if this is a main event or not? Does it say? Yeah, I don't know.
Well, it is December 2nd.
The pay-per-view is the 16th in November, right?
Yeah, this just says Roman Dolidze added to UFC December 16th. It does not say it's the main event.
Okay. Yeah, if it yeah, either way, because I was getting ready to say I think that will can determine who I might think wins that fight, because I think Roman Dolidze does come out like a ball of fire. And if Jared Cannonier can kind of be a little bit patient and kind of give away rounds, Roman Dolidze can maybe steal it. But if it's a 5-round fight, I think that's that's where Jared Cannonier, you can tell he's been a lot more comfortable in his last few, going 5 rounds pretty comfortably. So but this is a very well matched fight overall. And yeah, this should be a banger of a fight.
Yeah, dude. If you do some quick MMA math, dude, Jared Cannonier is currently our champion in the middleweight division, dude. Another one, dude. A lot of people have opinions on. So I'm interested once we start going back to look at the comments, what the chat says about this one. We got Patty, the baddie Pimplet, taking on Tony Ferguson, December 16th, dude. That's the pay-per-view, dude. What's your thoughts on this immediately right away? It's like, man, this is do or die for Tony. If he loses to Patty, dude, he has to retire. But at the same time, it's like, I feel like if you just rush Tony at this point and treat him like Luigi Vendramini, dude, I feel like he could probably get Tony out of there just standing stoppage. But that's just my immediate thoughts. What's your thoughts, the Rose?
Unfortunately, I do tend to agree with you at this point that I think, Tony, I think his punch resistance at this point, is just not there. Even I would say his cardio to a point, which I thought was always an X factor of his, was his cardio, his pace, and just his relentlessness with his awkward attacks. That's what kind of made Tony early on in his career, when he was kind of prime Tony. I just think at this point, he's just such a warrior, but he's just taking so much damage, to so much abuse, and man, he's always done it for the fans, which is why we've always appreciated him. Especially, I've been a pretty big Tony fan for a while, so in terms of this fight, I mean, because everybody's like, I don't like this matchup, but where else are you going to move Tony at this point? I mean, it's not like I mean, he's fought the Chandlers, he's fought the Gaethjes, he's fought everybody. He's fought all the top guys. He even just fought an older guy who we would all say is a fair matchup in Bobby Green, and he got finished by
Also
Bobby Green
this weekend.
yeah, exactly. Nate Diaz, that's a matchup that we all thought, could have been favorable for him as well. Where else is there for him to go at this point? I think retirement is the answer ultimately. And I think if he doesn't win this one, I think I think even if he does win this one, I think it's just time to hang it up at this point, Tony.
All right, moving on up, but dude, another one. We got Stephen Wonderboy Thompson taking on Shavkat Rakhmonov, UFC 296, December 16th, and I also heard that Wonderboy will get his show money when he shows up for this fight as well. So I'm actually glad UFC doing Wonderboy a little bit of right, kind of paying him double, I guess, for his last fight against Michel Pereira and all that debacle that happened, dude. But dude, tough fight for Wonderboy, especially with someone with such good wrestling. I don't know if he's going to use it, but he definitely has it in his back pocket, dude, and he can stand and choke you out like he did Jeff Neal. What's your thoughts on this, man?
I would say that man, you better use your wrestling. I mean, he's got it. Don't play with fire, because if there's one thing that we do know, I mean, we've seen in the Kevin Holland fight, when Wonderboy gets in there with strikers, doesn't matter if he's 40, dude. He goes in there and he still brings the fight, win, lose, or draw. So and he can still strike with the best of them. His footwork is awkward. The way he kind of darts in and out with his side kicks, kind of catching guys off balance and stuff like that. So Wonderboy's a tough matchup. So I would say Shavkat. I know he's got good boxing, but I think some people think that Jeff Neal might have exposed a little bit in his striking defense in their last fight. So if I wouldn't want to be in there with a sniper like Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, kind of playing in his game, and Shavkat's got some dangerous submissions as well. So he's the more well-rounded fighter for sure, and Shavkat's definitely going to be the favorite. But yeah, don't play with fire if you ain't got to.
All right, fair enough. That's going to be this weekend. Dude, another banger. We've got Vicente Luque taking on Ian Gary, dude. And I think they actually trained together also on that December 16th card. Man, thoughts on that, dude? Me and you kind of chatted to the side, but dude, this is me and you love Vicente Luque. He is the silent assassin, dude, but he's been getting cracked a lot lately. Ian Gary just big for 170, dude. Powerful. Going to be an interesting fight, man. What's your thoughts on this?
Man, it's a fun fight. I love both fighters. I'm a huge Vicente Luque fan. I've also been high on Ian Gary since he came in from the UFC, or since he came in from Cage Warriors. I did happen to see his highlight reel coming from Cage Warriors, and I was like, man, this dude, he's sharp, and up to this point, and especially in his last few, he's looked as great as ever. And it's gonna be tough for Vicente Luque, because I just don't know how he ultimately gets it done. I just think Ian Gary's gonna be a lot sharper, and he's gonna be a lot bigger going in there as well. So and they trained together at one point, as you said, they did train together at one point in time. So
I think regularly, like up until like now.
Yeah, well, I think I think they do still train at the same. I think they train in the same gym, right? Or they did up until recently. I think Ian Gary's kind of doing his own thing now.
I think Sanford MMA.
Yeah, or whichever. They changed their name so much I can't keep up with them now. But But yeah, that same class, or it's that same gym, those guys. So I do remember Ian Gary kind of rolling with them. But to my understanding, I believe he's kind of doing his own thing now. Is he living in Brazil at the moment? Is that right? Training in
I know he's been going everywhere. Like he went to train with Leon Edwards. He was training with Charles Oliveira. So I think he's probably doing his own thing currently. So interesting because he's not going to have his coaches that are normally there. So I guess we'll find out, dude. I don't want to spend too much time on it, but going to be an interesting fight for sure. Yeah.
yeah, definitely.
All right. Dude. We've got Clay the Carpenter Guida still doing the damn thing, but he's going to be taking on Joaquin Silva. For those of you who don't know who that is, that guy just now dropped Arman Saryukin in his last fight. That's going to be December 2nd. Thoughts on that, man?
Yeah, Joaquin Silva, he looked good because he took the fight on short notice, like you said, against Arman, and yeah, he fared himself pretty well. Clay Guida, like you said, out here still doing the thing. I guess he just had to take time off from getting that hair implant that he ended up getting on his head, so had to take time to heal from that before he can get back in there and end up fight. So yeah, you end up doing a hair implant treatment just to have your hair look like that. I mean, come on, dude. Like at this point, just let it go.
Yeah, man. Hey, what if he comes back with the full caveman back once again, swinging his head out there, dude? I'm gonna be like, hell yeah, let's go, Clay Guida. But up next, we've got Uros Medic taking on Johnny Parsons. You care about that? Johnny Parsons looked good. I forgot who he fought last, but may have been on the Contender Series, but I remember him recently fighting, and he's like a Muay Thai striker, a little bit thick. For
no, he fought one of the
at.
London cards.
Yeah, maybe that, but he's gonna be fighting Uros Medic, and he just now fought my guy, Semi the Jedi. So gonna be an interesting fight, yeah.
Yeah, that should be an interesting fight, and I guess Uros Medic is making this full transition over to welterweight. It seems like so, and yeah, Uros Medic, he's a dangerous dude, and Johnny Parsons, as you said, he looked good in his last fight. I can't, like you said, I can't remember his opponent's name, but it was on the London card. I do remember him.
I think
it
was against Jai Herbert, to be honest.
No, was it Jai or Danny Roberts? It was Danny Roberts.
Danny Roberts.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Chocolate.
There you go. It's hell yeah. It started coming to me there for a second, but there you go. I ended up pulling. But yeah, Danny Roberts. So yeah, I do remember that fight. It was a good fight. And like I said, Uros Medic looked really good against Semi the Jedi up at welterweight. His power looked like it carried. So yeah, that's a fun matchup.
Yeah, dude. Gonna be kind of exciting one, dude. We got Cody Durden taking on Tagir Ulanbekov, dude. I'm done counting Cody Durden out, dude. Probably gonna pick him to win this, and he's probably gonna lose this one. But to be honest, I don't think Tagir is the best in the world, if I gotta be honest, dude. Dude, that Tim Elliott fight was real kind of like exposing, in my opinion, but that was a while ago. That's going to be December 16th. What's your thoughts on that UFC 296 fight?
That was the Tim Elliott kind of glove grabbing fight, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, where he was kind of, but it's like he just kept like complaining about it, and it's like, hey man, you have to fight. You're just getting beat up, like because you're so worried about him grabbing your glove, dude. Like you have to fight the guy.
Yeah, maybe Cody Durden can do something like that to take advantage. Maybe kind of tug on his glove a little bit, then just kind of crack him with an uppercut or something like that.
And we know Cody Durden's tough, dude. He ain't gonna tap to anything that ain't, dude, gonna put him out, or he's not gonna tap unless it's gonna break. So, dude,
Yeah, super tough, good wrestler, good overall skills, man. So yeah, that's a good matchup.
Yeah, dude. I'm pretty excited about the flyweight fight, to be honest. Sean Brady taking on Kelvin Gastelum, dude. Looks like was this matched up before, or who was Kelvin? No, Kelvin was matched up.
He was up against Shavkat.
Yep. Yeah, and Brady was matched up with
Jack Della Maddalena.
Yeah, that's what happened. But this is the new matchup, dude. Going to be an interesting fight, dude. I'm interested to see what odds are here, Because, dude, I don't know, dude. I would have to open this up kind of about a pickle. What's your thoughts here, man?
Man, this is a pretty interesting matchup. I think in terms of stylistically, I mean, this matchup works way better for Kelvin than Kelvin versus Sean Brady. It works much better for Kelvin than it did for Kelvin versus Shavkat. I just thought, Shavkat's size and what he's able to do, that was a tough reintroduction for Kelvin at welterweight. Not to say that Sean Brady isn't. But I do think there were some things that Bilal kinda exposed a little bit in their last fight, and I think Kelvin, he's got good takedown defense for the most part, good boxing, good power, we know for the most part as well. So I think that's it's a very well matched fight, and the matchmakers did a good one with this one, man.
All right. Up next, we've got Andre Arlovsky taking on Waldo Cortez Acosta. Man, they're really feeding Waldo Cortez Acosta just the bare minimum fights, getting him some wins, huh?
I mean, dude, he's very inexperienced. I mean, and if he's willing to kind of take these fights and kind of, keep it going, I can't blame him, And I mean, I thought, was it Dresky in his last fight?
Yeah,
Dresky in his last fight. Yeah, because I mean,
I picked Dresky to
was,
fucking beat him too. So what am I gonna say?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I do remember that now that you say that. But I mean, and at the same time, again, he's inexperienced. I don't need to see him get matched up in the top 15 already because I don't know. I like to see guys come in and. Guys like him, if he's not ready for the top of the division, then fine, stay busy. And if you're going to keep fighting guys like this, hey, then just stay busy and keep taking fights and gaining experience and getting confidence. So
after seeing Waldo Cortez Acosta literally send Lucas Dresky like running toward the cage Chelsea Chandler style and then punching him, like knocking him out like while running away, dude. Can you just imagine what one punch to Andre Arlovsky's face is going to happen, man? It's just like, dude, Andre Arlovsky's what, like 45 at this point?
Yeah, but I mean, hey, that old leather boot, Andre Arlovsky, he ain't that dude's tough. That dude's old school tough, man. It's gonna be tough to get him out of there. So we know how gritty he is, man.
Yeah, man. We got Nazim Sadykhov, the Black Wolf, taking on Slavoklov's Vyacheslav Borishev. What a mouthful, dude. But I know both guys. I'm a fan of both guys, dude. What's your thoughts, man? Hopefully Slavoklov's improved his takedown defense.
The Slavoklov's face in this picture, doesn't it look like someone they took his face and put it on somebody else's body? Because like his head does not look like it belongs on that body. Like that is definitely from like another picture, or like that is not his body by any means. That's somebody else's body. But
dude, that's what he looks like. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but just like look at his face. Look at the around like where his beard is at.
Yeah,
dude, it is a whole different color, and yeah, it looks like it's not even like it looks like someone took a picture from like another picture and attached it on that body right there. That's 100% what it looks like. That is not his real body right there. That is a Photoshop. That is an edited picture right there for that picture right there. 100%. But no, I think this is actually a really good matchup too. I like Aljo calls Nazim Sadykhov Nasty Nas. So he's gritty, he's got good boxing, he's very well rounded at that Sarah Longo gym, and Borishev, or Slavoklov's, as everybody likes to call him, nasty with his body shots, man. So these two bring it, so it should be a really good fight.
Hell yeah, dude. I'm excited for that one. Joe Selecki, Jakar Close. I don't care about that one. Sumu Darji.
You don't care about Jakar Close?
No. Alan Nascimento, Sumu Darji. Don't care about that one. Here we go, dude. Interesting one. We got Tabitha Ricci taking on Lupe Godinez, dude. Interesting fight. I'm excited for this one. November 11th, UFC 295. That's the New York card, dude. Thoughts on this?
What? Again, for some reason, Loopy looks much different in this picture than I feel like I've seen her. And maybe it's where her hair's down. Um, Maybe that's it. But yeah, she just looks much different in this picture than what I ever remember her looking like. But but no, that this is actually a really good matchup as well. And I know you're excited just to see Loopy because yeah, by the way you were reacting to her last fight, dude, I know you were you're gonna be fired up to see some Loopy Godinez.
Dude, when I had money live at a fight in Vegas, dude, and I'm able to cheer for a fighter right there where I know they can hear me because
Let's go,
I'm yelling.
Loopy!
I'm yelling.
Let's go, Loopy!
All right, up next we got Casey O'Neill, King Casey O'Neill returning against Ariane Lipsky, dude. Thoughts on that?
Good scrap. That's a for Casey O'Neill, I think she kind of had I don't want to say title aspirations, but she definitely had top 5 aspirations and kind of framing herself in terms of getting that title shot soon. But she had that tough loss to Jennifer Maya, and I think this is a good bounce back fight for her. But in the same sense, Ariane Lipsky, she's tough, man. So not an easy fight for Casey O'Neill by any means, and it definitely should be a good one.
The queen of violence, if you will. We've got Andre Muniz taking on the Iron Turtle, Young Park.
Oh man, I wonder how. Let me turn it around and ask you because you've been asking me, but these two are your guys. How do you feel about this fight?
I think early Andre Muniz, he's got to get him down and early because he runs out of gas. I think that's his thing, because he will tap late. We've seen it a few times now. And Iron Turtle, pretty good. This I think will be his toughest test as far as someone with a ground game because he's been getting matched up with people that I think once you get them on the ground, they kind of give up for the most part. Who did? I know I'm a fan of dude. Who is it, D-Rose?
I mean,
Russian dude. The Russian
Albert
dude.
Duraev.
Yeah, Albert Duraev in his last fight. Yeah, it's like if you have good striking, so I think it would be smart for Jung early to keep it on the feet, box Andre Muniz up, and Andre Muniz been tending to want to fight that way anyway. Tire him out a little bit and then get him down in the third. Get him personally up front, I'll probably tell you I'm gonna bet Young Park round 2, round 3 sub. I'd probably early go Young Park to be honest.
Yeah, man, I think the same. I think I think maybe the eyes might lean towards Muniz, but if so, I think that's you ask me, that's easy money. I think Young Park yeah, I think I don't want to say he takes Muniz to town, but I think that's he gets out of that first round. Young Park does. I think I think it's his fight to lose at that point.
Yeah. I'd be worried about him early if he gets taken down. That'd be one thing that I'd be worried about. My girl returns Irene Aldana taking on Carol Hosa. That's going to be UFC 296, December 16th, dude. What's your thoughts on that?
Man, welcome back, Irene Aldana. Felt like we hadn't heard from her in a while, and
she retired Amanda Nunes with that uppercut, dude.
Yeah, that was the one that sent John Anik and Joe Rogan and DC all in a frenzy just because Amanda Nunes couldn't take it anymore. But no, this should be a good fight, good bounce back fight for Aldana. So yeah, should be a good fight.
Hell yeah. Up next we got JSP Pierce taking on Joe Anderson Brito. Good fight, but I guess quickly, what's your thoughts on that?
That actually is a really good fight. That's in terms of toughness, that is definitely Joe Anderson Brito's toughest matchup to date. But that dude is a finishing machine. He's so reckless just when he goes in there, just because he just wants to take your head off so bad. I'd like to see what he's kind of like if someone's able to drag him out a little longer. and kind of give him a little bit more of a fight. And I think Jonathan Pierce can do that.
Hell yeah, dude. Don't care about that. We'll talk about that on fight day. Dude, what are we doing here? Yeah, this is next week. Montel Jackson out for this week. Chris Gutierrez will now fight Alatung Haley next week, dude. So we'll talk about that next week. But something quick there. We got Mark DeCasey taking on UFC newcomer, so in Brazil. So that will be interesting. Mark DeCasey taking a fight in Brazil. We're going to see what's better, his wrestling or Brazilian jiu-jitsu. Thoughts on Yana Kunitskaya taking on Norma Dumont at bantamweight, dude. So Norma Dumont looks like she's going down to 135. Possibly, dude. What's your thoughts there?
Yeah, bantamweight. Wow, that's interesting. Didn't Norma have trouble making 45? So 35. That's going to be interesting. That's going to be interesting to see because dude, if she can make bantamweight, and I know you kind of talked about it as well, dude. She's solid. Like she's a solid fighter, dude. I mean, she's got good boxing, good. I think she's got a good base overall. She's got good wrestling defense. Yeah, she's got that. She's got them strong legs. That can really hold some weight. And yeah, man. CDLs. She's dangerous.
Hell yeah, dude. I'm excited for that one. Dude, we got Movsar Evloev taking on Arnold Allen, dude. Almighty Arnold Allen. Interesting fight, dude. January 20th, dude. So beginning of the year card. What's your thoughts on that? UFC 297.
That's a good fight.
And the main event for that, I will announce what it is next. This is the end, but I actually know what it is, so I can tell you.
That should be a fun fight. I think for Evloev, yeah, that's for Evloev, that's going to be pretty interesting to see how he kind of. I think Arnold Allen can stuff his takedowns. So what's he going to look like when someone can stuff his takedowns and kind of make him keep it on the feet for the most part? But I'd be curious as well to see if this fight even happens. Both guys are kind of known to kind of not make it to the fight, so I'd be curious to see if it actually happens before I get excited about it happening.
Fair enough. And the targeted for the main event for that card is Volkanovski versus Ilia Topuria, dude. What's your thoughts on that finally being targeted or maybe booked now?
About time. Nah, I can't say about time because I mean Volk did fight in July, so Topuria, what was it like? Was it a week before, week after, something like that? So I know it's kind of relatively close to the same event, so I know they tried to keep those fights kind of close, and come January, that should be a hell of a fight, dude. So I love the early on. I love the matchup, and yeah, I definitely think at this point it's going to be Alexander Volkanovski's toughest fight to test for his title defense in 145.
Yeah, dude, because Ilya's got power, dude. Silent Six want to know your thoughts on Pantoja versus Sugar. His initial thoughts was LOL for the most part. I mean, yeah, dude, Sean's so much bigger than fucking Pantoja is.
What did Pantoja say something about wanting to move up to 35?
Yeah, for the most
part. Yeah. I mean, that's going to be that's going to be tough for Pantoja. Pantoja is super duper tough, but yeah, he gets hit a little bit, and I think Sean's already bigger with the range and the counter striker he is. Yeah, that'd be tough for Pantoja, but hey, Pantoja gets to the ground. He's capable of submitting just about anybody. So who knows? Who knows? It's a crazy sport, man.
Yeah, Natty Beast Cat wanted to know. So what officially happened to McGregor versus Chandler? Who knows, man? Hopefully they end up fighting, but it looks like it has to be next year at this point. Yeah, D-Rose?
Yeah, I heard Chandler in an interview actually say that he's anticipating around maybe the beginning of next year. Let's say now that we know that Volkanovski's targeted for January, let's say probably like February, March or so. That's kind of what he was kind of intimating in his interview. So yeah, he seems to be pretty optimistic about it still happening, but who knows? Connor tries to play the long game as well with all the negotiations and stuff. So I'd imagine it's going to happen, especially if Dana has kind of came out and said multiple times that it is going to happen. Just in terms of when, we just never know with Conor McGregor.
Fair enough. A man with one hand saying, I had Battle plus Dawson plus Piper in a parlay. Battle fight. Yeah, he already won. So Dawson and Piper this weekend, they are both huge favorites, man. You should have that in the bag. So good luck on that this weekend. We're going to get into the fights here in just a second. And also Logan Paul versus Grant Dawson. Well, I'm not sure Dylan Dennis is even going to make it to the fight. So hopefully you bet on Logan Paul versus Dylan Dennis, because if he has to fight Mike Perry, you might lose that one, man. And much love back to you, brother, a man with one hand. Appreciate you stopping by here today. I'm not sure if you're still in here, but we appreciate you stopping by either way. Internet cut out. Luckily, you didn't miss much. Luckily, man, we're just going through the fight news and announcements, giving our opinions and all of that. So we're just catching up on the chat. I said Marlon Moraes. Michael Morales is legit indeed. That top comment says it. I'm rooting for Jared versus Roman Dolidze. El Kukui, jam shit only. We got Tony via sub in the third. Shavkat second round sub over Wonder Boy. Lush Lomain with Ian Gary. He's not in here to take apart. He's here to take over. I've been rocking with Durden for a while now, so I'm not going to flip. Yeah, me personally, it is my time to flip, dude. I've counted them out so many times, and I can't keep doing it, dude. I counted them out against at least Charles Johnson and on. Jake Hadley counted them out, dude. I can't keep counting them out, dude. I have to pick them, dude. I'm leading Brady. Feel like Gastelum is constantly injured. Yeah, so if that fight happens, dude, dude, going to be an interesting fight to see Kelvin Gastelum back down at 170. Almost feel like UFC is mad at Wonder Boy and Arlovsky for these matchups.
It's almost like they're definitely mad at Wonder Boy because they were pissed that he didn't take. They're like, what do you mean? Yeah, I was laughing at that a minute ago. Come on,
we got solid
six. You can put me on Front Street.
D-Rose been looking at Luffy's OnlyFans so much he forgot what she looks like with clothes on.
Come on, man. You can put me on Front Street like that? Come on, bro.
Nate Brown rooting for the Iron Turtle, but he feels like Muniz is better on the ground. He shouldn't stand with Park. Yeah. Pretty much how we feel for the most part. Muniz gets beat when he can keep people fighting, but I don't know about Park. And probably Norma going to be the dump truck on Santos. I'm really high on Norma Dumont. I think she's solid base. I hope Allen can keep it standing. Yeah, as a Taporia fan, the beef between Mobsart and Ilya is looking like a real thing. I hope they fight one day. Possibly, could be in the future. They are both young. Ilya going to get it done. I hope so. Personally, I'm a huge Ilya Taporia fan. Ilya took Tom Emmett to a decision. How does he beat Volk? I mean, Josh Emmett's pretty tough for the most part. He's one of those old leather boot type of fighters, dude. You have to hit him with the baseball bat to get him out of there for the most part. And I don't think we've seen many people with power like that at 145. So I think it'll be an interesting fight because we have seen Volk dropped, by Max. Brian Ortega also dropped him too. People kind of forget that. May have been a little slip in there, but he also cracked him too. So dude, Ilya Taporia's got power down at 145. So I guess we'll see. But that's just my personal opinion. D-Rose, how does he beat Volk if you think it's possible, man?
Like he said, Volk, he's been clipped a couple times. I wouldn't really credit that Ortega one. I would say more Ortega kind of caught the leg kick and landed the punch, which hey, it was a hell of a punch that he ended up landing, because not that it really hurt him, but got him into the position that he needed to get the guillotine. And now, unfortunately, he wasn't able to finish. But we've seen Volk in compromised positions before. And Taporia is a dude who, if you leave him those openings, yeah, he takes advantage of them. You know, we've seen how many times, even though he took Emmett to decision, you see how many times he was able to drop Josh Emmett as well. So we know that power carries, man, and it can carry late in fights. So if Volkanovski's not careful, man, he can get clipped for sure.
All right. Jim Card collecting said I got 1,500 into Ilya. He better get it done. I put my money where my mouth was, just like Matt with O'Malley. Yeah, so he's been buying cards for the most part.
Damn.
Yeah, so yeah, good luck, brother. I'm rooting for Ilya, but with that being said, we are all caught up on the chat. So let's move into this upcoming weekend. UFC Vegas 80 / UFC Fight Night. Bobby King Green taking on Grant KGD Dawson. Our predictions, our picks, and our bets. And do I still got it pulled up here? I don't think. Oh, I do have it pulled up here. We are going to bring the ladder back this week, y'all. I don't have an actual picture of it, so we'll actually just have to tell it to you live at the end when we get through our picks and everything like that. So we are going to start it back up. And D Rose, how many times can we be wrong, right? You know, the third time's got to be the charm. The third time we'll finally get it started, man. So I personally got mine started now, and then I lost it on the second week. So hopefully we can get it started now and just get it running up a few weeks. Let's try to turn our $20 into, at least 500, so we can pocket just a few $100 before we lose it all,
Yeah, definitely. We got to try to get something, man. And it's always the one leg as well. It's always the one leg that ends up screwing us. So we're gonna get it right, though. We're gonna get it right. I believe in this, and yeah, this weekend. I believe in it big time. So
yeah, Jeff Hardy type shit. Let's fucking jump off this fucking ladder once we get it all fucking built, dude. Swanton bomb,
we're gonna make this ladder a money in the bank. How about that? How about that?
All right, dude. With that being said, man, let's jump into the fights for this upcoming weekend. We are at the Apex, dude, if you did not know, but we do have 11 fights to break down, make our picks, and talk about, dude. UFC Fight Night, Dawson versus Green, or Green versus Dawson. I guess, are they both unranked, dude?
Yeah, I'd imagine, or if so, Grant Dawson's maybe low teens. I'd say maybe
Dude,
12,
I don't think there's a ranked
13.
fighter on this entire card. Interesting. Oh, just real quick. Yeah, but let's jump into it. We are at the Apex main event of the night. We've got Grant KGD Dawson taking on Bobby King Green. We've got Body Bags, Joe Pfeiffer, or B. Joe Pfeiffer, if you ask Dana White, taking on the judo something. I forgot. Abdul Razak Al Hassan. We've got the Great White, Alex Morono, taking on New Mansa, Joaquin Buckley. We've got Drew Dober taking on Ricky Glenn. We've got Bill Algeo taking on Alexander. It was the last time he fought the Great Ape Hernandez. That's going to be an interesting fight. I don't know which way I'm going to go personally. We got Felipe Lins taking on Elon the Hulk Kutalaba. We've got Carolina Kovalevich taking on Deanna Belbita. We've got Nate Maness taking on Mateus Mendonce. We've got Kanako Murata taking on Vanessa Demopoulos, or the stripper. That's what I refer to her as every time she fights. We've got Kid Kavimbo, Johnny Munoz Jr., taking on the Mongolian murderer, Richie Lang. Going to be an interesting one early in the night. And then the opening fight of the night, D-Rose, we've got Montana De La Rosa taking on J.J. Aldridge. Canceled fights on the card right now have been Chris Gutierrez versus Montel Jackson, Daniel Pineda versus Hussein Asabov, because the dude got arrested for, kidnapping the dude in Thailand. Yeah, dude. And then Montana De La Rosa versus Stephanie Egger was going to be on here. So JJ Aldridge stepping in on late notice. Thoughts on the card as a whole? Give it a grade, man.
It is not the strongest card, but hey, it is definitely some fights to come back to. We're gonna have to give it a solid C on this one. Definitely a solid C, but also the correction for Grant Dawson on the UFC rankings. He is actually ranked number 10 in the UFC rankings right now. So he is top 10 at lightweight right now.
But Bobby Green not.
Yeah, Bobby Green is not ranked.
Yeah, Nate Brown saying if you want to build a solid parlay, look outside the money line for this card to find safe value. We got to find the best spots. Money line just isn't it. Personally, where me and D Rose bet at FanDuel and DraftKings, they usually don't open anything up besides the fucking money line up until like Thursday, D Rose, like sometimes even Friday morning, dude.
Especially on cards like this too. Like on pay-per-views, they might release them maybe late Wednesday night, but yeah, for the most part, they're typically pretty stingy with those props until very late in the week.
Yeah, so we try to bring it to you on Wednesdays. So me and D Rose have to get together Tuesday night to find a solid one. So we have to bring you just the money lines, 2 to 3 fighters. We are no longer going to do 4 legs because I feel like that's been ruinous. So if it can't be 2 to 3, then we are just going to not do it that week. We are going to take a break that week because I feel like that's the smartest thing. But starting off the night, D Rose, we've got Montana De La Rosa taking on JJ Aldridge. Montana De La Rosa 12-8-1 overall. JJ Aldridge is 12-6 overall. It says the odds are near even, D Rose. Let me get my odds out. I'm going to give you DraftKings if D Rose, if you want to give me FanDuel. That way we can tell each of our sports book that we have, or I personally bet on both, but I have access to DraftKings since I bet on both, and D Rose only bets on FanDuel. But right now on DraftKings, Montana De La Rosa is a -142 favorite. JJ Aldridge is a +120 dog. I believe this opened up, flipped the other way. I believe this opened up Montana De La Rosa was the underdog. So, yeah, dude, interesting there. Montana De La Rosa is 28 years old, 5'7", and a 68-inch reach, while JJ Aldridge is 31 years old, 5'5", and a 67-inch reach. So Montana De La Rosa going to be 2 inches bigger, going to have a half-inch reach advantage. But D Rose, you want to start off, or do you want me to start off, man?
Yeah, I can start off with this one. Yeah, I think this is a very well matched fight, and I think JJ Aldridge, she is coming off the finish of Na Liang, but we know how Liang tends to fight. You know, she's a fist of fury. Going this hardcore for 7 minutes, but if she doesn't get the finish, then she's almost like Daniel Santos or De Santos, De Silva, whatever his name is now. Yeah, he's she gasses, and I think this is kind of a quick turnaround for her. And I think Montana De La Rosa, I think her boxing is okay. Her striking isn't the greatest, but I would say her best probably strike is her kind of like her 1-2. But really, she's a dominant grappler. Like her dominant strength is her grappling, and I think she's a pretty good wrestler. And I think that's what JJ Aldridge has kind of struggled with in her career is wrestling defense. And I think that's something that if Montana is able to kind of get the fight, get into the clinch, get JJ Aldridge up against the fence. I think she ends up taking her down, controlling the fight, and getting the dub. The Izzy card,
yeah, because
we're talking about the standard.
Pretty rough, yeah.
We're talking about the standard of a pay-per-view to where I'm having to pay $80 for the pay-per-view now, versus this one being just a regular fight night that I'm probably going to end up having, or we're gonna figure out something in terms of if we're we'll get something figured out. But in most situations, I'm probably gonna have this on like my Chromebook or my phone in the background while I have some football on the TV on Saturday. So like this card is not going to make me go out of my way to like everybody move. Like I would definitely go back and watch this card if I missed it on TV by any chance, because I typically do that with a lot of cards. If I miss some of the fights, I would not be hard pressed to watch it live if I just happen to miss it, versus a pay-per-view where you kind of almost have to be there for the title fight.
Yeah, and I am with you, Nate Brown. That's the reason why I personally like DraftKings, is because they include the KO, TKO / DQ all in like one. So that's what I had parlayed last week with a few other things, but ended up not hitting because Dan Argueta just didn't win, dude. Just my most confident plays last week, I put up like 4 or 5 of them all together. And I was solid, dude. I was solid, but a few of them didn't hit. But hey, I can't win them all. I can't win every crazy parlay that I make. Every week, I'm like, I should have put this and this together, or this and this together. I should have just bet it straight up. But I know that if I would have just bet it straight up, I would have put like $5 to win like $30, and it's like, it ain't as fun.
Got to just keep padding the account.
Yeah, dude. Lushly Main saying, "Get him." Getting back to tracking, big fella. No backtracking now, big fella.
Nah, not backtracking. Hey, the dude, a pay-per-view, like, yeah, that was. I mean, obviously, I'm there to watch Izzy, but as you said, that undercard was brutal. And I mean, honestly, I do think maybe giving this card this weekend a C, that might have been a little bit generous. I think C minus. Let's say C minus. That might be a little bit more proper. Let's say C minus. Silent 6. I think we can agree on that. But man, that card, I don't care what you say, that card was not worth $80. That last pay-per-view. It was like that because Izzy was on there, and obviously it's a pay-per-view for the UFC.
And then he lost, so that was just, dude, I was just even more mad, that I paid $80.
Yeah, and it wasn't even like that. I mean, I will say, after the card, that card delivered. That card 100% delivered, just in terms of like nothing like super memorable, but just a bunch of great performances from all the fighters on there. But as you said, the turd ending too. So yeah, that was a little tough to swallow for that pay-per-view.
And the Lush Lemaine fills you with a college football grind on Saturdays as well. But yeah, getting back to the fight, wow, we really took a little detour there on the first fight of the night. I agree with you for the most part, D-Rose. I think people also have recency bias about JJ Aldridge finishing Niall Young, and when they fought, I just now said the same thing that you did. She's just like Daniel Lacerda da Silva. Dude, she's got about around 6 minutes in her, and if not, she's done. So I really can't look too much into that, and I think a lot of people are looking too much into that. And Montana looked good against Tatiana Suarez, dude. I thought she did not like. If that fight would have went to round 2, dude, I would be interested. What does Tatiana have left in the tank, dude? Because she was struggling to get Montana down, dude. So
I think it did go into round 2, but I think it was round 3 where everybody was like, hey, if she gets it there, because it looked like Tatiana was struggling there for a little bit.
Yeah, so personally, I think Montana's way better on the ground, and personally, a little tricky play that I'm going to be taking a look at when it releases this weekend, which is the reason that I bet on FanDuel, is because they do like the round combination for the method. I'm going to be taking a look at Montana round 2, round 3 sub, but she probably wins the fight via decision, but I will be taking a look at that Montana round 2, round 3 sub. I like that play personally. D-Rose, how do you feel about that?
Yeah, I mean, that would not be a bad one. I mean, I would also potentially look at if you're looking on FanDuel, I mean, of course, the props aren't available right now, but
Yeah, no, not
maybe
yet.
one so maybe submission decision if you're to look at one, or maybe round 3 or decision as well. I do think JJ Aldrich, she is going to be scrappy, but Montana, she is slick with her submissions as well, so I could see a round 2 or 3. So
All right. All right, fair enough. Me and D-Rose both on Montana De La Rosa this week, and we'll be talking about her later on in the show. Well, let's see what y'all got to say here. That's where we were at. Sound 6, why JJ Aldridge looks like she's still in costume with the wax doll, the wax house. Her and Elise Reed kind of look the same. Good call, Matt. I plan to sprinkle that as well, or to add or to anchor all my parlays. Yeah, because if you lose it, it's the first one of the night, and you can like chase a little bit, just throw a couple of dollars on it. Because personally, like I'm not going to be putting big money on it, just a few of my random parlays trying to hit a big one, like, $2 or $3 to win, a couple hundred, something like that. And haven't won one in a little bit. So it's about time to get back to it. I would like to win one, dude. Next fight of the night, we got Johnny Munoz Jr. or Kid Kavimbo taking on the Mongolian Murder, Arichi Lang, dude. 12-3 overall for Kid Kavimbo. Win one, lose one. Christmas tree little balls there for his record. So he's on track to win one, but he's taking on Arichi Lang that is 24-11 overall. Had a ton of fights for being 30 years old. He is 24-11. I think I just said that, but in his last 5 fights, he is 2-3. Right now, D Rose on DraftKings, I believe it's about even. Minus 110 a piece on DraftKings. Yeah, so they are minus 110 a piece according to this. Arichi Lang was a little bit more of a favorite when the last time this was updated. But right now, Johnny Munoz Jr. is 30 years old, 5'9", and a 71-inch reach, while Arichi Lang is 30 years old, 5'7", and a 69-inch reach. This is probably going to be the one that I had the least action on this week. This one truly could go either way. I'm really not going to spend too much time on this because this one, as the line suggests, is a damn near even fight, and I personally don't have too much of a care. Both guys are just kind of to me. I do like Arichi Lang more, so that's the way that I'm personally going to be leaning. And I've just seen Johnny Munoz just get mollywopped by some of our favorite guys in Tony Gravely, right, D-Rose? When he lose Daniel Santos, that's the Willie Cap fight. He beat Ludovic Shalinian. Yeah, and lost to Tony Gravely. That's when he was like wrapping him around and he's just pounding them out with the ground and pound. And Arichi Lang does have power, dude. Or Arichi Lang does have power, dude. And Johnny Munoz Jr. been dropped a few times. Maybe a sneaky play this week. I may have just talked myself into Arichi Lang KO play this week, D-Rose. What's your thoughts here?
Yeah, for me, this is a tough one to call because I think both of them coming off losses, but Richie Lang is someone that I consider very tough, but then he ends up coming in on that loss to Eamon Zahabi. Yeah, he ended up getting blasted in that fight, dude. Yeah, pretty brutal. And Johnny Munoz he's capable of generating power shots. I wouldn't say he carries power like Eamon Zahabi does, but yeah, Richie Lang, he gets tagged a little bit, dude. I think that's a big part of his deficiency and kind of why he ends up losing fights is that just on the judge's scorecard, even if he does end up losing by decision, he's ended up taking so much damage. Yeah, I think this can be a fight that Johnny Munoz can win. It looks like right now, I mean, it's pretty bet lines are pretty close. I mean, now right now Johnny Munoz minus 105, Arichi Lang minus 120 on FanDuel right now. So pretty damn close in terms of betting. Pretty close to even. Yeah, I think I'm gonna pick Johnny Munoz here. Not confidently, but I'm picking Johnny Munoz.
All right, so that's our first different pick of the day. I'm going Arichi Lang, D Rose going Johnny Munoz Jr. If we go by who has a cooler nickname, Origi Lang's much cooler. The Mongolia murderer over Kid Kavimbo. But Nate Brown dropping the $2 donation. Montana and Demopolis by sub is very interesting, brother. Well, how about this, brother? Since you just dropped a $2 donation, I'll take that $2 and I'll put that in a parlay this weekend. And if I hit it, that should be like, at least $20. It should be plus like a thousand, right, D Rose?
I would imagine, especially if you did, in terms of the round specific sub too. If you did Montana round 2 or 3 sub, Vanessa Demopoulos, maybe just a straight up submission because she's already the underdog. So, I'm sure a submission would probably, I'm sure a submission there would be every bit of plus 500. So, yeah, you're probably looking at probably a plus 1100, something like that.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. Nate, just please do me a favor. If you do play those, just split them up as well, just so you're not mad at yourself for, like the Mopless not getting it done or something like that. Because it's a tough ask for her this weekend. But moving on up, dude. Next fight of the night, since we are split on that one for our first different one, let's
nice. There he goes. And he's out of there. Ends up taking himself out of there again. That's pretty he got into a good habit of not doing that, but it seems to be maybe the last few he's kind of fallen into the bad habit of making that happen. But hey, and he's back.
It happens, dude. It happens. I was reading the comments and then I clicked back thinking that I was on the Tapology page because it was all big and it's not. It's on the wrong page when I click back. So, it just is what it is. Just a minor hiccup. We back at it though, baby. But Austin, solo dolo D and solo Rose indeed. Yeah, but we are back, with the quickness. Sometimes I hit the wrong or I hit the right button just on the wrong page. So if I'm on the wrong page and I click back, that happens. But if I'm on Tapology, then it goes back to make sure y'all are able to see it. This current page. Yeah. So I just clicked back on the wrong page. But moving on up, next fight of the night, we got Kanako Murata taking on Vanessa Demopoulos, the little monster or the little stripper. 12-3 for Kanako Murata, 12-3 overall. We haven't seen her in 2 years against Verna Jandiroba with a doctor stoppage, shoulder injury, arm injury. Verna Jandiroba broke her arm for the most part, but before that, she was, just had one fight in the UFC against Randa Marcos. That dude, I'm not gonna act like I remember that dude, but Randa Marcos still very, very good. She has very good wrestling. And I personally think that this Kanako Murata trains with someone that is also a very good wrestler too. Her name doesn't come off the top of my head, but also just a good wrestler overall. She's got fantastic control. 12-2 overall though. Vanessa Demopoulos 9-5. Kanako Murata, 30 years old. 5'1", 62-inch reach, while Vanessa Demopoulos is 35 years old, dude. 5'2" and a 59-inch reach. I guess it's your turn to break it down, man. Go for it.
That is right. This is my fight. I will say Vanessa Demopoulos is one that I've never been the play as mess up. But Vanessa Demopoulos has been one that I've never been the highest on, but every time I doubted her, especially early on, she was able to continually pull off wins. So I mean, she is she's definitely tough. But I do think that
we don't have odds right now on Tapology. So DraftKings odds right now are currently plus 270 for like Vanessa Demopoulos as the underdog, where Kanako Murata is minus 340 as the favorite, dude. So Vanessa Demopoulos, a big dog this week.
Yeah, no, that's what on FanDuel right here. Yeah, she is Yeah, they had the odds right here. Yeah, minus 390 for Kanako Murata, and then Vanessa Demopoulos, that's plus 280. Didn't she? She had that real Murata. She had that real nasty arm injury right against Jane Jarova. Yeah, she had that real nasty arm injury. Yes, I mean, dude, the toughness is just unreal. Her striking early on looked good, but yeah, her. Whew, now that I'm actually starting to kind of remember that fight as it's coming to me, ooh, that is crazy that she's that big of a favorite. It really is. And honestly, hey, Nate Brown, that that might not be too bad of a play. Yeah, yeah, that might not be. You put if you put that $2 on there, for a Montana by sub and Demopoulos by sub, hey, that might not be too bad of a play. I wouldn't say go crazy with it, but yeah, now that fight's starting to come to me, dude, I could see Murata getting taken down. I'm gonna go with Kanako Murata. I think she'll be the sharper striker overall. Vanessa Demopoulos does not have good striking, but yeah, Vanessa Demopoulos get a hold of that arm, dude. Yeah, she is nasty with arm bars. So yeah, let's go with Murata here.
Yeah, I'm going the same way, but I guess I'm just not as sold on the Demopoulos as you are because I feel like that arm bar is the only thing that she has. But Murata is a very good wrestler, dude. She has very good control, dude. And I don't think she's gonna fall for an armbar. She could, and if she does, then will be putting $2 on Nate Brown's play. So hopefully, I'll at least win $20 back on me not being right for the most part. But I'll be playing that. But officially, I am gonna go Kanato. Murata, probably 3 or decision, something like that. But I like Vanessa Demopoulos, super tough, always in the fight. So probably Kanato by decision is most likely what I see happening for the most part. So me and D Rose both on Murata this week. Next fight of the night, we've got Nate Maness taking on Mateus Mendonce. We've got Mayhem Nate Maness taking on Bakayo Mateus Mendonce. 14-3 for Nate Maness. Lost his last two against Umar Nurmagomedov and then Tagir Ulanbekov in his first fight down at 125. Looks like dog shit, too, to be honest. Mateus Mendonce 10-1 overall. His only loss ever was to the one and only Javid Basharat. But hey, what can you say from that? Like he just couldn't get Javid Basharat, couldn't get close to him, couldn't get him down. Kind of hit him a few times with big shit, but looks like a little bit undersized, which is why this fight is taking place at flyweight. So this is going to be Mateus Mendonce's first fight down at flyweight. Nate Maness' second fight down at flyweight, but he looked like ass on the scale when he fought Tagir Ulanbekov. I think he's way too big to be cutting down to 125, and he just looks like a skeleton. It doesn't look good in my opinion. Nate Maness currently right now is a plus 205 underdog, while Mateus Mendonce is a minus 250 favorite. Nate Maness is 32 years old, 5'10" and a 72-inch reach, while Mateus Mendonce is 24 years old, 5'6" and a 71-inch reach. So Mateus Mendonce for sure has the frame for flyweight, but same reach though, and just Nate Maness so big, 5'10" at flyweight, dude. And I just can't. It's not good for him, dude. Personally, the way I see this fight going is Mateus Mendonce, if his power transfers down to 125, the weight cut's good. I got Mateus Mendonce crushing Nate Maness this week, dude. I don't think he belongs down at 125 at all. I don't think his frame's built for it, dude. As where Mateus Mendonce, as I've said, dude, he seems like he could make 125, and just how the Javid Basharat fight went, he kind of looks like he might belong down at 125. Also trains out of Shoot to Box Diego Lima, Charles Oliveira's gym. So he's going to come in with either some kind of blonde hair or multicolored hair. I'm going with Bacau, Mateus Mendonce. Probably be a finish this week. D-Rose, which way are you going?
Yeah, those Brazilians out of that shoebox class or that shoebox gym, those dudes are always dangerous. Yeah, I think Nate Maness is definitely going to have some trouble on his hands. I do agree with you that yeah, him at 135, that's or 125, that's tough, man, because he's a pretty big dude.
Dude, he knocked
Yeah,
out Tony Gravely after getting dropped up at like 135, and then just gets Tagir the small dude. Tagir's so little, dude, and he just made it look easy. It's just like I don't know.
yeah. And I think part of it was just yeah, he might have sucked himself down and he might have done it at a point where, you know, he might have rushed the weight cut versus you know, at this point he might feel a little bit more better about a situation in terms of him maybe filling out his body more going down to 125. But I am with you though. I do think Mateus Mendonca I do think that you know, he's got power, and I think I don't know if I don't want to say he knocks him out early. It could be a late stoppage, maybe second, third round. You know, Nate Maness is super tough, so I don't think it's going to be easy. I don't think it's going to be necessarily easy to get him out of there, but yeah, I think Mendonca should be able to get it done here, though.
Dude, I cannot wait for weigh-ins Friday because if Nate Maness looks like shit on the scale again, and like Medeos, like Mendonce up there flexing, putting out his tongue with like some kind of like blonde hair, dude. I'm $50 on Mateus Mendonce round one, round two. He's getting him out of there early, dude. If Nate Maness looks like ass on the scale Friday, but hey, we gotta wait. We gotta wait till Friday. But me and D Rose both on Mateus Mendonce this week. Next fight of the night. I know D Rose, you're excited to break this one down. You got your girl here. We do have Karolina Kowalkiewicz taking on Deanna, the Warrior Princess Belbita. 15-7 for Karolina Kowalkiewicz. Won 3 of her last 5 after. Dude, I thought she was going to get cut after losing 5 in a row, but she's rattled off 3 wins in a row now, dude. But you know, against not the best competition in the world, Deanna Belbita 15-7 overall, won 2 of her last 5 as well. Right now, Karolina Kowalkiewicz is currently a minus 162 favorite on DraftKings. Deanna Belbita is a plus 136 underdog currently. Right now, Karolina Kowalkiewicz, 37 years old, 5'3" and a 64-inch reach, while Deanna Belbita is 27 years old, 5'7" and a 68-inch reach. D Rose, break it down.
Yeah, this is a fun fight, and I think well, I wouldn't necessarily say fun fight, but it should be a good fight. It should be a good fight, and I think Carolina, yeah, as you said, she's looked a lot better after coming off that big losing streak she was on. And has it been against the best competition? I mean, you know, maybe not. I mean, Felice Herring, Gomez Suarez, and Vanessa Demopoulos. So yeah, maybe, but at the same time, you know, that was huge for her just to turn that around and to turn that into a win streak after coming off of so many losses. Maybe someone like Tony Ferguson could look to her as a little bit of inspiration to maybe learn how to turn around and get a dub after coming off of so many losses in a row.
Tony
And I think
Ferguson at ATT.
let's do it, dude. I was like, go down there, get you a little tan. And yeah, after Carolina started getting that tan down in
some
Florida,
of that
dude.
Florida water, dude.
Dude, yeah, after she started getting that Florida tan, dude, after that, yeah, all of a sudden, she's out there, she's out here busting heads and getting win streaks, man. But yeah, I think Diana Belbita, she's okay, but I think that her experience level, she might have around the same number of fights as Carolina, but I think in terms of high level experience, it's just yeah, it's just not the same. And I think that Carolina should be the better overall fighter. She's been using more of her well-rounded attack with her wrestling, clinch, and like her, you know, her elbows, knees. She mixes her game up a little bit more now. I like where she's at. Yeah, I like Carolina to get it done here, man. Let's go, Carolina.
Fair enough. Let me ask you this. If I told you that this was going to be on the feet the whole time, do you think Carolina should be a minus 165 favorite currently?
Um, it's hard telling, but hey, that's why it's mixed
Yeah.
martial arts, man.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, my thing is the Annabelle Beta falls over, dude. Like a gust of wind could probably take her down. She's so easily taken down. She has good striking. She's younger. She's longer. She has better footwork. I personally think she is the better striker on the feet. Um, she kind of closes her eyes sometimes when she throws big shots. That's kind of a problem because Carolina will kind of sit there in the pocket and kind of throw. She stopped closing her eyes later on in her career, which has kind of been crazy because that was her issue earlier in her career was she would close her eyes and dude, Joanna, destroyed her. Right? It was just
Take her
like
apart.
she kept closing her eyes, and it's like you gotta at least see what you're getting hit with, so you can not get hit with it again, dude. But later on in her career, she's kind of stopped that, and as you said, in her last fight, she implemented the takedown. So if she does that again here, she has an easy path to victory. Karolina Kowalkiewicz by sub is for sure live here. It could for sure happen. So that's another thing, Nate Brown. I might be taking a look at Montana and Carolina by sub this weekend. But, dude, if it's on the feet, dude, this truly could go either way. And it wouldn't surprise me one single bit if we get Diana Belbita via decision happening. I need Carolina to implement the takedowns and go for the subs. If she does that, she wins, no problem. I'm going Carolina gets this fight done via submission this weekend. That's how I'm going. So me and D-Rose both on Carolina Kowalkiewicz this week. KK, if you will. Next fight of the night. D-Rose wanted to put this one in the ladder this week, and I was like, no chance, buddy.
Nah, nah,
No chance, buddy. But we
not
do
the
have
latter.
Felipe Lins, Monstero taking on the Hulk, Ion Cutelaba. They like the matchup fighters via their nicknames nowadays, like the tractor versus the bulldozer, or the steamroller versus the bulldozer, just random things like that. We got the monster versus the Hulk here. Felipe Lins is 17-5 overall. 1-3 of his last 5. I believe since dropping down to light heavyweight, he's won all 3 of his last 5, dude. The Hulk Iwan Cutelaba, 17-9 overall. 1-2 of his last 5. Right now, Felipe Lins is a plus 125 underdog, while Iwan Cutelaba is a minus 150 favorite. So this is actually correct. Felipe Lins, 38 years old, 6'2" and a 68-inch reach, while Iwan Cutelaba is 29 years old, 6'1" and a 75-inch reach. It's my turn to break it down, right, Deros?
Yes, sir.
All right. With that being said, I can't wait to see how these guys size up on Friday, because it says E1 6'1", but I don't know, dude. I feel like he might be 5'10", 5'11", but we'll see if Felipe Lins looks like if he's a solid 3 inches bigger. That might sway my bet. My thing is I can never put money on Iwan Cutelaba. He has a path to victory if he gets what am I saying? If he is able to treat like Felipe Lins like he treated Tanner Boser in his last fight, which could happen because Ewan's taking these fights against heavyweights dropping down, dude. He could basically treat him like the same way. My thing is just Ewan, dude, once he fights Ryan Spann, it's going to be the IQ Bowl again, dude. It's just like he's just got the worst fight IQ, and I feel like if he don't get you out of there in the first round, dude, he's probably going to end up gassing at some point. So with that being said, I'm going the dog this week, dude. Give me Felipe Lins to just last a little bit that first round through Iwan Cutelaba and get Iwan Cutelaba out of there late, man. Give me Felipe Lins, the dog, this week. Which way you going, D-Rose?
Man, that's a surprising pick. I think
I just can't pick Iwan, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I understand it, and I don't even like to pick him. I mean, I don't even want to think to have him represent the pick champ for me. But I think I am going to go Kutalaba here. I think I'm just going to go more just the youth. More just going to say that Kutalaba is going to be able to at this point kind of be able to develop, learn a little bit more because he's only 29. As crazy as that sounds to say. Only 29 years old, so still has time to kind of develop and
Well,
grow.
his
Where I think,
fight IQ is like one of those two numbers. Pick which one.
yeah, yeah, seriously, probably more with the former than the latter, as far as that lower number. But no, I think I think Kutalaba gets it done though. I just think youth, more athletic, he's got more power. Felipe Lins, he's been solid, but he just looks a little slower in my opinion. Yeah, I think Kutalaba gets it done.
Kutalaba grew his head so much since that photo that a lot of secret juice. What's he talking about, D-Rose?
It's saying that in that picture for Kutalaba, the picture on Tapology, that picture.
Yeah,
yeah, and yeah, compared to now, yeah, that's a 3 times size Kutalaba head, kind of similar to that Conor McGregor growth that he got going on over there.
Yeah, dude. I just feel like, how are you such an idiot, dude? It's like I just can never be confident if I pick him to win. That was the main event of the prelim. So we are heading into the main card now. So if y'all haven't, do us a favor and hit that thumbs up button for your boys over here. In here every single fight week, breaking down the fights, giving you our picks and all that good jazz. But with that being said, we got main event time. Bill Algeo, Senior Perfecto, if you will, going to be taking on the great ape, Alexander Hernandez. 17-7 for Bill Algeo, while Alexander Hernandez is 14-6. Bill Algeo has won 3 of his last 5, while Alexander Hernandez has won 2 of his last 5, but flipping back and forth between weight classes a little bit. This is taking place at featherweight, 145 pounds. So in his UFC run, the second time Alexander Hernandez will be fighting down at 145, but currently Alexander Hernandez is a plus 114 underdog, while Bill Algeo is a minus 135 favorite. Bill Algeo, 34 years old, 6 foot, and a 73-inch reach, while Alexander Hernandez is 31 years old, 5'9", and a 72-inch reach. D-Rose, break it down.
Yeah, I think this fight, it should be good. Both fighters tend to typically bring it. Alexander Hernandez, he had that great debut when he knocked out Beneil Dariush, and he's kind of been really up and down ever since. And I think Bill Algeo, he's been kind of one of those guys who's been up and down as well. But he's got some pretty decent wins. He hasn't won over Joe Anderson Brito? Am I correct?
Bill Algeo?
Yeah.
It has to be recently if he does. TJ Brown, Andre Fili.
Yeah.
Joe Anderson Brito by decision.
Yeah. So he's fought some good guys who have been capable of getting the finish early, weather the storm, and be able to win the fight. So Alexander Hernandez, he's good, explosive, good at boxing. But I think as the fight goes, he tends to lose a little bit more steam, and I think that's where Bill Algeo can tend to take advantage. Was it he also fought? Was it Herbert Burns when Herbert Burns kind of gassed out as well? He gassed out.
He hurt his knee, man. Get that right.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, he hurt his knee when he kept trying to grapple him, and just couldn't get him down, and all of a sudden was just his chest was about to come off the ground. He was breathing so heavy. Bill Algeo's got good pace, man. So I think if as long as he weathers the storm early, to me, I think it's Bill Algeo's fight to lose. So give me Bill Algeo here. I say either a late finish or by decision. If I'm on FanDuel, I'm looking at potentially a round 3 or decision for Biagio there, and I think Biagio gets it done though.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I hope Hernandez gets slept immediately. Haven't gotten over the shit he pulled up against the Cerrone fight. Hey, Cerrone treated him, as such though. Bill Algeo fights out of King of Prussia. That's a place, yeah, in Pennsylvania, man. Not like slimy shit. I got you, man. Yeah, that's in Pennsylvania. Dude, I think I was on Alexander Hernandez before you started talking. Because I completely forgot about the Joe Anderson Brito fight. I thought that maybe Alexander Hernandez could get him out of there early because, dude, people forget, dude. Alex Hernandez, snoozed Benny D early, dude. Knocked Benny D. So he does have the power, but once again, this is down at 145. So who knows? And the last time that he fought down at 145 was against Billy Q, correct? And so he just
he got kind of crumpled in that fight too as the fight went.
And dude, Billy Q and Bill Algeo fight basically kind of the same way, dude. They'll weather that storm and finish you late. So I'm thinking that's probably what happens, because if Bill Algeo fought Joe Anderson Brito and didn't get finished early, I doubt Alexander Hernandez down at 145 is going to carry that power from 155 down to 145, making that weight cut, dude. Give me Bill Algeo. As you said, dude, 3 or decision is going to be what I'm going to be taking a look at this week. I am also on Bill Algeo, Senor Perfecto, if you will. So next fight of the night, well, I actually think, D Rose, that I think you broke down 2 in a row, so I apologize, but it's okay. Next
That's
fight of the night, we've got Drew Dober taking on Ricky Glenn. Let me get this pulled up here. Drew Dober taking on Ricky Glenn, the gladiator Ricky Glenn, if you will. Drew Dober, 26-12 overall, won 3 of his last 5, while Ricky Glenn is 22-7 overall. In his last 5, he has 2 losses, 1 draw, and 2 wins. Currently, Drew Dober is a -455 favorite, while Ricky Glenn is a +350 underdog. Drew Dober, 34 years old, 5'9" and a 70-inch reach, while Ricky Glenn is 34 years old, 6 foot and a 70-inch reach. Truly, D Rose, you look at this last one right here. You get knocked out by Christoph Giagos, and you're fighting Drew Dober now. What more do I have to say? Give me Drew Dober via knockout. Which way are you going?
Yeah, I think you pretty much nailed it for me. I mean, even if Drew Dober doesn't get the knockout, I think he should still be able to get the dub here, but I'd likely say knockout as well. So let's go Drew Dober.
Yeah, dude, has the most knockouts in the lightweight division, currently tied with Dustin Poirier, so he can break that this weekend. That was a quick one, D Rose. Me and you heavy on Drew Dober this week. Easy one, dude.
And no sense in wasting time.
And so with that being said, let's see if we end up going split here. We got the great white Alex Morono, and he is going to be taking on new Monza Joaquin Buckley. Currently, the great white is 23-8 overall, won 4 of his last 5. Only lost was against Santiago Ponzinibbio after winning that whole fight and then getting frozen by the Argentine dagger in the third, dude. It's kind of a scary knockout. Joaquin Buckley, the new Monza, is 16-6 overall. Won 3 of his last 5, but first dropped down to 170 in his last fight and won against Andre Fiallo via head kick. But we see Andre Fiallo getting finished by everyone now. So what can we take away from that? We'll see this weekend. Right now, Alex Morono is currently a +142 dog, while Joaquin Buckley is a -170 favorite. Alex Morono, 33 years old, 5'11" and a 72-inch reach, while Joaquin Buckley is 29 years old, 5'10" and a 76-inch reach. D Rose, break it down.
Yeah, again, fun fight. I think this is probably, in terms of matchup wise, I think this is probably the one that I've gone back and forth with probably the most. Yeah, no, that That is true. That is true. You're just carrying on for nothing. You extra in. Get out of here. Um, but no, I think yeah, for this one, it's the one that I've gone back and forth with the most out of all the fights this week. Alex Morono, constantly have said that I've constantly counted him out, and he's came through on the other side each time. I think I did pick Ponzinibbio to beat him, and I think that came through. But other than that, there's been a lot of times where I picked him to lose, and he's came through and won, and pretty convincingly won as well. I think Buckley, as we know, highlight reel, got a lot of power, good athlete. And I think this drop down to 170 is good for him in terms of in terms of competitively, because he's very outsized at middleweight. I think welterweight, even though he's going to be shorter than a lot of dudes, he is absolutely ripped at welterweight. So there's not going to be a lot of dudes who are going to be that much bigger weight wise and stronger than him. And I think that's why he gets it done this weekend. I think just a little bit better athleticism. I think he carries the power, and Alexander Moreno does have good footwork and stuff for the most part. Man, there's just one weakness that I can tend to pick away from him every time, is that when he ends up facing some type of power punchers, for some reason, man, he ends up getting caught almost every single time. Chaos Williams, Ponzinibbio, guys like that. Tim Mean was kind of boxing him up a little bit before he was able to before Moreno was able to get that guillotine there. He was
like the Nico Price fight too.
Yeah, Nico Nico was going a little crazy on him too. But no, I think anytime Moreno faces anybody with power, he tends to struggle a little bit, and I think that's exactly what Buckley has, man. So I think Buckley gets it done, let's say by decision here, but I think he ends up dropping Moreno a couple of times to the point to where he gets Moreno kind of backing up, kind of playing safe, and let's say Buckley gets it done by decision here, but I think he gets it done.
Dude, it's tough because, dude, it's like he survives Semi the Jedi and then gets snoozed by Santiago Ponzinibbio, dude. It's just like it just
Ponzinibbio can crack though, like he can thud.
I know, dude. And also a thing that both these dudes have in common is like both these guys are winning the fight every single time until that split second when they're not winning anymore because they've just been knocked out, dude. So it's truly a tough fight to go either way. I would like to see this fight go to decision, but if either fighter has the tools to end this fight like that, it is Joaquin Buckley. Dude, just for the sake of the show, I already have bets on both fighters. In person, I think I bet Alex Moreno, and on Fendel, I think I have Joaquin Buckley. So just for the point of the show, give me Alex Moreno, the dog, this week. So if we have more than 3, you can include that one in there if you want. But give me Alex Moreno to win this fight via decision this week. So moving on up, next fight of the night, the co-main event, if you will, dude. We are here, dude. This has been a long show for no fights last weekend, man.
Dude, we've been rolling. We've been rolling.
So many fight announcements though, so that's what took up a big chunk of the show. But we were gone last week, so we had a lot to catch up on. But co-main event time. We got body bags, Joe Pyfer or B. Joe Pyfer taking on Judo Thunder, Abdul Razak Al Hassan. Joe Pyfer, 11-2 overall, and he is currently a -410 favorite, while Abdul Razak Al Hassan is a +320 underdog, 12-5 overall. Body bags, Joe Pyfer, 27 years old, 6'2" and 75-inch reach, while Abdul Razak Al Hassan is 38 years old, 5'10" and a 73-inch reach. D Rose, I think it's my turn. Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Truly, this could be an early knockout for Body Bags Joe Pyfer. But if he doesn't get it done just quick, dude, I would like to see him go for the takedown because, dude, Abdul Razak still has power, dude. We saw it when he knocked out Claudio Haberio last, right? Yeah, dude. So he's still got power, dude. So I mean, if if he doesn't get him out of there in the first 30 seconds with a punch, I would like to see Body Bags Joe Piper shoot the takedown because Abdul Razak doesn't have the best ground game. So with that being said, give me Body Bags Joe Piper to win in round 1 or 2 this week. But Body Bags Joe Piper, feel pretty good about it. He is a huge favorite. So minus 410. It is what it is. Which way are you going?
Yeah, I'll keep it sweet, short and sweet here. I do think that Joe Piper gets it done. I think he's just a little bit more well rounded than Abdul Razak Alhassan, and if Abdul Razak Alhassan doesn't get it done with the power early, he tends to end up fading late. And I think Joe Piper has a little bit of wrestling. We hadn't seen much of his jiu-jitsu yet, but he's got good ground and pound, good power.
Yeah, like Sean Brady up there at the Henzo Gracie Philly.
Yeah, exactly. So we just hadn't really we know he's got it. We just hadn't really seen him use it in a fight just yet. This could be a potential fight that we could see him use that in, and I think Joe Piper gets it done.
Hell yeah, dude. Me and D Rose both on Joe Piper this week. So main event time, dude. It is Grant KGD Dawson taking on Bobby King Green. Yeah, dude. I'm just kind of feel like we just need a main event at the top of this card, but this is the main event, dude. As I said, Bobby King Green.
This is it.
Yeah, dude. Bobby King Green taking on Grant KGD Dawson. Right now, Grant Dawson is 20-1 overall, 21-1. Also a draw in there with Ricky Glenn with 2 ends, shot out silent 6. Bobby King Green is 13-4-1. That one in there at the end was the accidental clash of heads with Jared Gordon. Currently, Grant Dawson is a minus 410 favorite, while Bobby Green is a plus 320 dog. Grant Dawson, 29 years old, 5'10", and a 72-inch reach, while Bobby Green is 37 years old, dude, 5'10", and a 71-inch reach. D Rose, break it down.
Yeah, as much as I'd love to break down a lot to this fight, there really isn't too much to it. I think it's just as simple as
D-Rod.
Yeah, no, he is not. From what I just seen in the UFC rankings earlier, Grant Dawson is number 10 in the UFC rankings. Bobby Green is not currently ranked right now. Yeah, I think it's really just going to come down to what Bobby Green's been doing with that wrestling defense, man. And yeah, I think we've seen in his fights against guys who have good wrestling, they tend to end up getting to him, fading them, getting them down, and as you've seen with Islam. I mean, Islam obviously is another level. But at the same sense, yeah, I think Grant Dawson, that's going to be something that he's just going to be relentless with. He's going to be relentless with the takedown until he gets it. Now, is he as vicious and as mean with his ground and pound? No, but I think positionally, I just think that's just going how he's going to win the fight. He's one of those guys. He gets position and does not get that position up once he gets it, and yeah, he tends to hold it no matter how maybe unappealing it might be aesthetically to the fans or not. Yeah, he doesn't care. He's going to do what it takes to get the dub here, and I think that's exactly what he's going to do. I would not be surprised to see a decision here, but yeah, I think Grant Dawson gets it done.
Let me ask you this. You said that that he's not as good as Islam is, dude. I mean, he's 20-1. I mean, that's, dude, to go 21 in MMA, that's pretty damn good, dude. That might be just as good as Islam is. Who the hell knows, dude? Dude,
he also had a draw with Ricky Glenn, though. I mean,
yeah, but that's because he beat him in the first 2 and then gassed out his legs with the body triangle, and then had nothing left in the third. So that's where the draw came from. I just since he got the American Top Tan, since he's been drinking the Florida water, dude, he hasn't gassed out, and I think that's a big thing, dude. I think if we don't see Grant Dawson finish Bobby Green via rear naked choke round 2 or 3, I think we see Grant Dawson win this fight via decision, but I think pretty much makes it look easy for the most part. But I will be taking a look at Grant Dawson via submission once I do get some props to open up. They might already be open, so let's take a closer peek. It looks like they might be currently on DraftKings. Grant Dawson via submission, D Rose, is plus 120. So DraftKings already on top of it for the most part. So Grant Dawson via decision currently is plus 240. So it is a 5-round fight. So, we have to keep that in mind that Grant Dawson, what's he going to look like after 3? This is his first main event, dude. So 5 rounds and we'll see what happens. So with that being said, me and D-Rose both are on Grant Dawson this week to defeat Bobby King Green. How do you think he gets it done, D-Rose? Via decision?
Probably by decision. Yeah, I think probably by decision. But yeah, I can see a. I mean, I could see a submission. If not decision, submission, I don't think he knocks him out. I don't think he goes for ground and pound much. As you said, he does have a good body triangle, good rear naked choke. So I could see submission as well, though.
All right, fair enough. And Lush Lomain, our fucking guy, keeping track
Let's
of
go.
9 D-Rose different picks. Only 3 this week, D-Rose. So you don't get to pick what 3 you want me to keep the strap on this week. But we got Johnny Munoz Jr. taking a Richie Lang, where Johnny Munoz Jr. is being picked by D-Rose. I am on our Richie Lang. Our second different pick is Felipe Lins taking on Iwan Cutelaba, where I am picking Felipe Lins. D-Rose is on the Hulk this week, Iwan Cutelaba. And our third different pick is Alex Moreno versus Joaquin Buckley. Don't feel great about it. Close fight, but I am on the slight dog, Alex Moreno, while D-Rose is on Numazo, Joaquin Buckley. A little treat, before I forget to mention it. I'm going to my hometown this weekend. So if you don't know where that's at, that's where D-Rose is at. So even though the card's kind of shitty, me and D-Rose will be live for a fight companion this upcoming weekend. UFC Vegas 80, Bobby King Green versus Grant KGD Dawson, live fight companion. Or at least when D-Rose gets off work. D-Rose gets off work like 5, 6, something like that.
Yeah, like 5.
Yeah, so we'll at least be live for the main card, just hanging out with y'all, watching the fights. I'm going to travel across the state early Saturday morning, and I should be there by the time fights are on and everything like that. So hopefully I get to keep the strap this week, watching the fights right next to D-Rose. So with that being said, D-Rose, you know what it's time for, baby. Let's bring out oh my God. Are you ready for it? The ladder challenge. Oh my God. He's jumping off the top. He has the money in the bank, baby. We're starting off with $20 this week. Week 1. We've tried to start this 2 other times, but we've done it with 4 legs. That's our issue. We need to drop it down to 3 legs, get a little bit of plus money on there, just 3 that we're confident on. And I think this week is the week. The third time is the charm. This is the week that we are going to make it happen. So Lush Lomain excited for the fight companion. Hell yeah. Austin is also excited. D-Rose, keep that degenerate in check. Out of nowhere. All right. So yeah, I do not have it pulled up, D-Rose, so I will have to give you the live odds. But me and D-Rose, I have this bet currently last night. D-Rose, what is the one that you bet like last night? Is it plus 147? I think that's what you said.
Yeah, I believe. Well, I ended up actually getting it at plus 146. So yeah, I think the longer I waited, I lost about like 10 cents on it. But yeah, I that's the odds I got on the bet.
Yeah. All right. Fair enough. And that is on FanDuel. The odds that I got on it last night was plus 164 on DraftKings. And if you guys want to know what the parlay it is a 3-leg this week, starting off with the first fight of the night. Montana De La Rosa is going to be the first leg of the night. And currently she is at minus 142. So last night I got her at a minus 130. So a little bit rougher than what I got her. Second leg of the parlay is going to be Joe Pyfer at a minus 410. D-Rose, what is he on FanDuel right now?
I got him at minus 520. Right now, he's minus 500 on FanDuel right now.
All right, and the last leg is going to be Grant Dawson money line. So 3 legs currently. If you put it in on DraftKings right now, the 3 legs: Montana De La Rosa -142, Joe Pyfer -410, and Grant Dawson -410. It is a +163. $20 will win you back 52.73. So that will get it done for the ladder this week. So if you're betting on FanDuel, maybe not. It might not get it done, but it'll be like right there close to it. It'll be like what, like 47, $48 the roast?
49.31. It'll
Okay.
it will win me as of last night. So if you are to place it right now, Montana De La Rosa is -146, Joe Pyfer is -500, Grant Dawson is -440. So if you're to put $20 on that right now, yeah, you'd win like 29.63. So just right at you get a +148. Yeah, you'd be right there at $50, basically, just a couple cents short.
Yeah, so a little bit better odds on DK at a +163 for the parlay. That'll get you over what we're looking for. Another parlay that I already do have locked in. I locked it in way earlier in the week when I got Montana at -110 or 115 on like FanDuel. Was I have Montana De La Rosa paired up with Mateus Mendonça. So I have a 2-leg, and I think it's like plus. Here, let me pull it up right here. I don't want to be telling y'all the wrong number, or I at least want to tell y'all what you can get it at now for the most part. So come on, you thing, log in. My bets. I got it earlier in the week. Montana De La Rosa at a -113 and Mateus Mendonça at a -265. I got $20 on that paired up to win 51.93 at a +159. But right now, if you tried to do that, those two straight up, it would be a +132. So not as good odds, but I mean, $20 to probably win. What would it say? $20 to win 26. So you'd win like 46.50 or something like that. So it'd also be pretty close as well. But those are the two $20 bets that I have the ladder challenge parlay this week. So we're really riding on Montana De La Rosa to get it done. But if she don't win it early, then we got some time to chase on, because Joe Pyfer should for sure get it done, and KGD should also for sure get it done. I'm surprised we didn't throw Drew Dober in there, to be honest, but it is what it is. But
He plays the fire a little too much for me.
Yeah. I might substitute Algio over Montana De La Rosa. It could for sure happen, but I'm just not, Alexander.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, yeah, that's not a bad one. That's not bad, Lush. I mean, that's
I just think like the Great Ape could surprise us. You never know on Alexander Hernandez. But I've held D Rose here for 2 hours now. I saw him like blinking, trying to keep his eyes open. He's already yawned a few times, so I'm not gonna hold him on here any longer. We got the parlay back going this week. I will be in Christiansburg, Virginia this upcoming weekend, watching the fights live with old Dorito Rose, Durango Rose. We will be live on his downstairs basement Fight Companion live stream
right next to the illustrious podcast studio over here.
Yeah, we will be there. Or I will be there this weekend watching the fights. So if y'all want to come hang out with us, I'll make sure to get that scheduled as soon as I get to D Rose's house. So just keep an eye out for like what time I think it's going to be, or I'll have it scheduled up on the channel. But yeah, D Rose, anything for before we get out of here, man?
Nah, man, we good pod today, dude. Yes, sir. Shout out to good old Seaberg, baby, the 540. Yeah, man, good pod today. We was rolling, but hey, we just made up for time that we lost last week.
Yeah, tons of fight announcements that we missed out on last week, but we're all caught up now. Long show today for being no fights this past weekend, but we got, I think, 3 weeks in a row, 4 weeks in a row before our next break. But yeah, truly appreciate y'all for stopping by here today. Got a UFC card video going to be coming out Friday, so I'll have to film that Thursday before I leave to upload that Friday. But we truly appreciate all of y'all, and I appreciate you, Lush. Everyone, stay safe. Good luck, everyone. See you Saturday. Hell yeah. Truly appreciate it, Lush, and every single one of you that stopped by today for hanging out with us here tonight on this Wednesday night. So everyone, stay safe. Remember, at the end of the day, it is a fist fight, and anything can happen. We'll catch y'all Saturday. My name is Matt. D-Rose is on that side of your screen, and we will catch y'all Saturday. Peace.